This is the plaintiff, Maria Orlova. She says the defendant hired her to repaint a family portrait she'd done 10 years ago because she didn't like the way her breasts looked in it. She took the canvas to her studio in Moscow, Russia, repainted the portrait to her specs, and gave it to her. Everyone was very happy with the work. Only problem is she hasn't been paid and is suing for the $1,250 she's owed. This is the defendant, Ruth Lapin. She says she did recommission a family portrait because her breasts looked too big and saggy. But instead of the plaintiff fixing the original painting, she painted a whole new one. She doesn't mean to be mean, but the plaintiff's painting is horrible, and she's just not going to pay for it. She's accused of being a perfectionist.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant hired her to repaint a family portrait and got stiffed. But the defendant says all she wanted the plaintiff to do was to touch up her breasts because they looked too big. But the plaintiff painted a new portrait contrary to her orders. It's the case of the big breast saga.
Okay. Maria Orlova, you are suing Ruth, how do I pronounce your last name? Lapin for $1,250 that you say is owed to you for work you did on a painting that she asked you to do and has not paid you anything for. Okay, talk to me. Tell me what happened here.
About 2 years ago, Ruth asked me to repaint the painting she ordered about 10 years ago, and she wasn't happy with results. She didn't pay the artist the first time, and the artist sued her.
I think that would be your clue.
Actually, yes.
Okay, why didn't she paint the artist? Put your hand down. We do this one at a time. Why didn't she pay the artist the last time?
She didn't like the painting.
Okay.
And artist sued her.
Sued her?
Yeah, sued her, and was awarded $6,000 for the painting.
How much had she paid for the work? Do you know?
I don't know. Okay. This is what Ruth said to me when we met, and she showed me the original painting.
Okay.
She's a very good friend of my husband's, and she's
a good friend of. Is this your husband?
Yes.
Okay.
And she was my friend as well, by extension, I guess.
Okay.
So I said I can do it, and
had she ever seen your work?
Yes, I guess.
You guess or you know?
No, I'm ceramic artist, but I do painting as well.
Had she ever seen any of your painting work?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Do you have any of your painting work at your house, up at your house?
No.
So where would she have seen it?
I don't remember.
Probably not.
Actually, probably not.
Okay. Did you hire her to repaint your original painting that you were unhappy with without knowing her skills as a painter?
Yes and no.
Where's the no part?
The no is I did not ask her to repaint it. I asked her to touch up the original one.
Okay, touch up. Did you ask her, you hired her to touch up a painting that you had been unhappy with without knowing her skills as a touch-up artist?
Her husband told me that she was pretty good. And
that was good enough for you. Her husband said she's pretty good.
Because I trust him. He's an old friend.
So what does that mean, an old friend? I have 1,000 old friends. I don't trust their judgment on things unknown. I want to see, especially you who have had like unhappiness with this before. This first painting here, that's the original painting, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you hired somebody to do that one, and you paid them how much?
$6,000.
Okay, and how much did you pay that person for the painting when the painting was delivered?
$4,500.
Okay, so did you actually get sued for the remainder?
Yeah, I said, just take it back. She was going to fix it, and she did sue me, but we actually met, and I said, you know what, I'll pay for it, because her feelings were hurt.
Okay, but I'm sorry, did you get sued or didn't you?
I did, but we did not go in front of a judge. We just sat down and talked.
So you settled it?
Yeah, we settled it.
Okay, but you didn't care about her feelings until she filed a lawsuit against you. When you talk about, you say, I did it because her feelings were hurt.
I still didn't tell her that I thought it was horrible.
Okay.
She thought it was beautiful, and the day she delivered it happened to be at my husband's 50th birthday party.
Okay.
He's my new husband.
That's your new husband. I was looking at him and about to say congratulations.
And she was in the room, and one of my guests said, oh my God, that's ghastly.
Why is it, by the way, why isn't your husband in there? You'd already met him? And you didn't want, because I'm looking at it, he's in the surf over there by the dock.
He's on the dock, because he's always
I bet you got him in the dock in the next one too. Okay, let's figure this out. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so you end up in court, you end up settling that one. And then what happens? 10 years later.
And then, 8 years later, Richard saw it in my house and said, oh my God, this is ghastly. Maybe Maria can help. Maybe for a couple $100, Maria can touch it up and make it better.
Now, Richard is Maria's husband?
Yes.
Okay. So he comes to your house and then he sees that and he tells you, why don't you hire? And when he says a couple $100, did anybody ever talk about the specific amount?
No, he said a couple $100, and that was the only dollar amount ever
discussed, according to you. So why didn't you just discuss an amount with her since she was doing the job, not Richard?
I don't know. It's funny. We should have.
Yeah, we should have, because when you don't discuss it, then you leave it up to me to decide. Now, she hires you to retouch this painting. That is, that's the case.
Yes.
But that is not what you end up doing. What you end up doing is repainting a whole new painting.
Yeah.
What was did she tell you what, you guys obviously had some discussions. It wasn't all through Richard. When, in the discussions that you had, did she tell you what made her unhappy about this original painting?
Yes, this was the original conversation about the painting. She wanted to change the faces of 4 people in the front. And
change the faces, change the faces, why?
Because she wasn't happy with them. Look at her; she's a very pretty lady, and
she is a very pretty lady. Yeah, and I have to tell you, the second one looks more like you than the first one. If you're shooting
the
for
other
reality.
3 look worse.
And 10 years ago, she was absolutely stunning. So we went through family pictures, and she chose the pictures she was happy with, and this is what I did.
Did she give you pictures?
Yes.
May I see the pictures she gave?
I returned them back because
they belong
to her.
I'm just curious. I want to see what your kids actually look like.
I don't have them with me, but I have them somewhere.
I'm not going home with you. This is the trial. I would love to see how realistic. If you're going to tell me, look, these kids look awful, they don't look like that, I would like to know what they look like. But anyway, go on.
So the request was to change faces, to change the tone of the painting, sky, sea, and the size of the boat.
Who decided to make a whole new painting as opposed to work on that one?
It was my decision.
Did you tell her that?
Yes.
And what did she say when you told her?
She was okay with that.
Okay, and still nobody's and still nobody's discussing amounts, or you say you did?
No, I did discuss the amount the first day I met. The first time we have had a conversation.
And what was the amount you discussed?
I said this picture cost 6,000, but I guess the retouching gonna cost 1,000. That seems to be fair.
And she said,
and she agreed.
Heaven forbid that you would actually have something in writing about this, about the $1,000, right?
Yeah, sorry about that.
You then where are you when you decide? Because apparently you took her painting to Russia.
It was in here. We discussed the price in her place, and then I said I'm gonna go to Russia because I have all tools and big atelier there. So her daughter.
Because you have what?
Atelier, big space, and
you gotta go all the way to Russia to find some space.
No,
I mean, I know. Where do you guys live? I know you live in New York City.
No, I mean it's all together. I have very nice atelier in Russia, so it was all convenient for both of us.
I would like to think you're going to Russia anyway, right? You didn't go to Russia just to paint.
Of course,
okay,
I'm
so
not trying to charge my tickets to anyone. And I was working first. When I start working, I realized I feel bad about painting over somebody else's work.
Did you actually touch the first one at all?
No, I didn't.
You never touched it. So you felt guilty about that, and that's when you decided to do a whole new paint.
My idea was to make a complete copy of it and to retouch the copy.
Okay, so you painted the entire painting to the right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you tell her over the phone? Do you speak to her from Russia through email or otherwise?
I sent her a couple emails. One of the emails was a photo sent from my smartphone when she started giving me some more requests, like change the press, change something else.
Because in the first one, they're sort of low. I mean, that's what you say.
It's true. I agree with her, and I remade them.
Okay.
Yeah.
$1,000 for a breast job is pretty cheap. So now here you are. You've been in Russia how long? You're working on it?
It was for 1 month.
Okay. So now you come back to the States.
Yes.
You bring both paintings.
Yes.
and you give her the painting?
Yeah, I gave her everything.
Did you send it to her? Or you gave it to her so
no,
you could see
in person.
Unveiled?
Yeah.
And what was her reaction?
No, she said she's okay with the faces. Just Gabby's face wasn't finished. In
Gabby
her
is
mind.
the little boy?
It's a girl.
Wait, which girl?
It's a girl.
Sorry, the girl that's sitting down.
Yeah.
She wasn't happy with Gabby's face. This is where it would really help to know what Gabby looked like. A picture of Gabby at the time would be awesome right now. So go ahead.
So I said, okay, I do everything to make you happy. Just make final list of changement with the picture for all of them. Okay. And then we square our business.
Right. And so did she say yes?
Yeah, she said yes.
But did she do that?
No. And then about a year ago.
A year ago? Wait, when did you hand her this?
It was September 2009.
2009?
Yeah.
Okay, but when she didn't give you the list, did you call her to say, hey, I want my money, what's going on? You didn't give me the changes? And
I guess both of us got busy, so it was just...
All right, well, did she pay you 5 cents? Did she pay you a couple $100?
No,
did she pay you
didn't
anything? So she
pay
paid you zip.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Richard, come on. Is it Richard?
Yes.
Come on up, please. What's your last name?
Millard.
Okay. Mr. Millard, did you ever have any discussions with the defendant about price?
I think that I did. I'm honestly not certain. And I think
Do you remember what the discussion was in terms of money?
No, I'm a dealer, but I didn't set a price on this because it was between Maria and Ruth. I might have said it wouldn't be that much, but I don't know. I just don't remember.
Okay. Did you ever say to her a couple $100?
I could have said more. I don't. If it was a couple hundred, it would have been for some work, but not. I wouldn't have quoted a couple hundred for all the work that we wanted to be done.
Okay. So the unveiling occurs and you see the painting, and what are the thoughts that run through your mind?
Oh my God, it's worse. It's worse than the first one. I mean, other than my hair, I think my hair looks really good in the second one.
No, actually, your face looks way better in the second one, too.
But my younger son who's standing right in front of me, his head doesn't look like it's attached properly to his body.
Yeah, there's something I got to admit that there's something a little bit weird about that one. When I see it, I'm a huge South Park fan. I sort of have a flashback to the way South Park begins with, there is something just disjointed about the head on the body there. Okay.
And the fingers on my older son's hand look pointed and alien, and his face doesn't look anything like him.
I don't know. Because I haven't been to your house, I haven't met your family, and you don't have pictures. So you're going to have a hard time proving up that part of your defense, which is, hey, I want it realistic and this isn't realistic. That burden of proof is on you, and you brought me no pictures. It's inexplicable why you wouldn't bring me pictures.
You know what? It didn't occur to me. I should have brought them.
How could it not occur to you? Come on.
And my daughter's face isn't there.
Meaning what? That this is a little too impressionistic here?
Yes. And
okay.
her
why didn't you
fingers...
have her fix the things that you didn't like she says you two agreed that you would give her a list of your complaints and get it done, and then just that never happens. You just disappear and don't pay her anything.
It was well, first of all, we never, ever, ever discussed money. But it was so bad that I thought, what am I doing? She's going to keep painting and painting, and I'm just not going to like it. Now I have 2 paintings I hate, but also her finger, what she did to my daughter's fingers, making them not look human.
Yeah, it's a little odd, I grant you that.
And she kept the other artist's signature is on it. The whole thing was just weird.
Why is the other artist's signature on it?
Yeah, as I said, it's a complete copy of the
when you say a complete copy, you actually copied the other artist's signature? You didn't, there's no process done on you. This is all your paint on this canvas, right? Right.
No, it's not.
No,
She did a print of it.
Okay, what did you do? You sent it to a place to have an actual print of it made?
Yes.
Oh, so then so you sent it to the Kinko. All right, so then you sent it to some place that actually just reproduced it. How did they reproduce it without violating, like, how can they just do that? Somebody else's artwork without...
They just do that.
Who did that?
In Moscow, the place...
Oh, Moscow. All right. No. I mean, in America, it's illegal. That's why I'm curious who did that. All right, so... okay. So then you worked on the reproduction.
Yes.
Did she ever tell you that she was going to pay? You knew the process she was going to do when she called you from Russia or emailed you?
She never called me from Russia. And I didn't understand until she came that there was a whole other painting. But I never, ever, if she said it was $1,000, I would have said, just forget it. I'll keep the old one.
How did you figure that your position was going to work? See, let me tell you why I don't like your position. Because your position is, sue me. That's your position. And I don't like that.
That wasn't my position. My position was we never discussed $1,000.
But you saying, you're going to go through a month of work and I ain't happy and you chase me. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to pay you anything. Your husband's going to be a couple hundred, so here's $500. Nothing. Just nothing. Just zero and take it. It's not like you returned it. You didn't return it back then and say this is the problem. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. How do you think, I didn't want to hurt her feelings? That is not believable because somebody who doesn't want to hurt somebody's feelings sends a check. Now, you've got problems too.
Yes.
You're a dealer, an art dealer? No, you're an account. What do you do for a living?
an art dealer.
You're an art dealer, and you don't make her have something in writing?
We have discussed that too. It was a deal between Maria and...
That's right. It's fabulous that it's a deal between Maria and a good friend of yours. It'd be awesome if they could send each other an email documenting things.
So the defendant doesn't bring a picture of the daughter in, doesn't bring the daughter in. Does she lose?
Well, that's the risk you take with the subjective contract.
Does she lose? Does she lose?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
That's the risk you take with art. You don't really know.
Well, but this isn't about art. This is about proof. Did she bring the goods in?
No, she didn't bring the picture in, so she should lose in this case.
Because she didn't bring the picture in, pure and simple.
Right, pure and simple.
Got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
Even if you don't want to go through, if you think it's embarrassing to take a good friend, and you guys were good friends, right? Like you went to their wedding and there were 5 people at their wedding, okay? So if you guys were good friends, that's when you want to preserve a friendship. So let me tell you what you do in this day and age. You send an email. Thank you for the opportunity to do this painting. As we agreed today, it will be $1,000 and I'll have it for you upon completion. I'm going to take it to Moscow and this is what we're going to do. These are the pictures that you asked me to. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to go to a lawyer or get a contract, just something that will prove what an agreement was. At a minimum, as we agreed, it's going to be $1,000. A payment will be due upon completion. Thanks for the chance to work for you. So easy. And your defense, doesn't look like my daughter. How do I know if it looks like your daughter? I have no idea. All you had to do was bring me a picture. You're going to tell me you don't have one picture of your daughter in that era? I'm a parent.
I do.
Yeah, of course you do. You just can't be bothered to look for them and bring them to me. And, so that way I could, but see, it's nefarious because then it leads me to believe maybe your daughter looks more like her than like her. I have no idea. But you can't really argue that defense when you bring me no proof of that defense. So what am I left with? I'm left with the objective things that you are complaining about that I can see. I do think that the youngest child's head is a little bit detached from the body in terms of how realistic it is and how impressionistic the body is. I do think that how realistic some of the faces are, your daughter's is very blurry. I don't know if that looks like your daughter or not, so I'm not going to listen to that. On the plus side, you're a little more lifted in the second one than the first one, okay? I don't understand why you didn't have your ex-husband just painted. Is this your ex-husband? Okay, yeah, I'm not quite sure why you have him on the dock still. But that's between you two, okay? All right. You're suing for the $1,000, $200 for the cost of print on canvas. You would never in a million years get that because that's something you decided to eat. So just because you're mad now doesn't mean you get it. $50 for permission to transport a cultural object from Russia to the U.S. That's not going to happen. Expertise, I don't even know what you mean by that. What we have is you say it's 1,000, she says it's a couple hundred, and I have to decide when you two don't put it in writing what I believe that it is worth, taking all of the things that we talked about into account. I'm going to order you to pay her $800 for the plaintiff.
Well, the judges value the painting at $800, and that's what the plaintiff gets. So step on in here. You lose this case. What's your reaction coming out that way?
She just made up the whole story. We never discussed money. And I actually brought a painting to show what a good portrait would look like. I didn't have a chance to show him.
Well, why didn't you give her something in the time period where she went unpaid?
I was sort of agonizing. Should I put more pictures together so she could repaint it?
Meanwhile, she worked and she got nothing. Well, were you happy with the final, the anatomy in the second one?
No, they were horrible. My daughter's fingers are freakish.
No, not the fingers. Your anatomy.
Yes, mine.
You were happy
yes.
with your anatomy? Okay.
The one thing, yes.
Okay. All right, right around the corner, okay? Grab that stuff and head right around the corner there. All right, so come on in here and, okay, how do you feel about the outcome here? She values your painting at $800.
I feel good about everything. I hope we still can be friends. I'm not doubting
You invited, she was at your wedding?
Yes, she
right?
is, and they're very, very close friends of ours.
Still?
Yes, still.
Yeah, okay. You think you're going to spend Christmas together with her?
Possibly, but she's Jewish, so.
All right. Harvey?
There's no magic to writing a simple contract. Just make sure that you put in the key terms, the price, the amount of time everybody has to perform, and anything else that's important. You can do it yourself, but it's really important to nail it down in writing.